Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do Leetcode daily challenge. First, it is the only question. Detect capital. It is easy level question, and thus let us see that how we are required to do this question. First, let us see about read this question, and then about the constraint, and then finally the coding part for the same. So now let us first read this question. So 1 minute. Okay. So we define the usage of capitals in a word to be right when one of the following cases holds. So what are these cases? Let us go ahead with the same. So here, all letters in this word are capital like USA. All letters in the word are not capitals like the sleet code. Only the first letter in this word is capital, like Google. So these are the three conditions which we are required to follow. Then only we are required to return true, else we will be returning false. So this is the thing which we are required to check in the input which would be given to us and return our answer accordingly. So given a string word, return true if the usage of the capitals is in its right form. So let us first check for one example. Yeah. And then we will be going ahead with constraints, what are there, and accordingly we devise the solution. So here word is given as USA. So here we can see that all the letters are capital. How we can check for the same? We will be checking for the first letter and then checking for the second letter. That's the thing. If both of the letters are capital, then we will be going ahead and checking for all other letters which would be there, and they all should also be capital. Then only we will be returning true. Now here, first letter is capital, fine, but second letter is not capital. So that simply means that all other letters which are there, they should also not be capital. But here the last letter which is there, it is capital, right? So that's why we are required to return false here. So that's the thing here. Now let us check for, okay, only two examples are there. And if, see, if this was the example, right, here we'll check for the first letter. Right, and it is small. Then surely the second, excuse me, then second letter should also be small. Both of them are small, right? Then surely all others should be small. Then only we will be returning true, else we will be returning false. So this is the thing which we are required to check in all of the inputs which would be given to us from the question. Now, let us first see for the constraints. So constraint here are that the word length would be up to 100, and as it is easy level question, we can directly go with a brute force solution. But the solution which we can really work here is order of n solution. And space complexity would be order of 1. We won't be using any extra space. Whatever we would be doing, we will be doing on this input word itself. Now let us go ahead with the coding part for this thing. I've already coded this, so I'll show you directly. Okay, so here I have taken one auxiliary function, and what that auxiliary function is doing, it is basically checking for the fact that if that is capital or not. So that's the thing which it is doing. Now let us go ahead. Hmm, okay, so here I don't know why it is not expanding. I'm trying to expand it. Okay, then let me get it here. Okay, so now here I've taken this auxiliary function where I'm checking for the capital. So here how I'm checking for the capital, I'm directly getting that word which is there, and then I'm getting the index of that word. Then corresponding to that, if it is greater than Z or it is greater than capital, sorry, it is less than, if that particular character is greater than Z, right, means it lies here somewhere, and it is less than A. that is it lies somewhere here, means not in this range, it is not there, right? So we will be returning false, we will be returning true. This is one of the way of making it easy. Else what we would have coded here would be like, um else we can code something like this as well, means this thing, return, so that we can clearly see that it is in the range. Yeah. So if we would have coded this way also, then also it would have been functioning the same way, means directly returning the same. Sorry, 1 minute. Less than and say bada. It does not. Okay, let it be. I'll figure it out later on. But here for time being, the thing which worked is something like this. Means if this condition is true, then we are required to return false because it is out of the range of capital E and capital Z. Else we will be returning true. So this is the thing here. Now the main portion of our code is this one, where we are actually detecting the cases. Means now what our cases are like. Means first case would be that we are required to check that if all are capital. All capitals case would be there. Then second case, as per the rules which was given to us, according to that only we are checking. And second case is that first letter is capital, first letter capital or all small. So these are the two cases which we are required to check in our input, and accordingly I have coded the same. So now let us go ahead for the same. So here, so the first thing which is there is that n is equal to word dot size, and if n equal to n, then we are required to return true. See, if it is just a one character word, right? So either it is capital or small, that doesn't matter. We are always returning true. So that's the thing. Now, if it is more than one characters, if it is two character, three character, or any characters word, then first thing which we will be checking is that the first letter which is there and the second character which is there. If both of them are capital, then it is required that all the letters in that particular word should be capital only. So that's why we are checking from that second index till the word dot size, that if any one of them is small, right, then we will be returning false. So this is the thing which we are required to do here. Now comes the next part, that is else condition of the question, that if first and second means if first and second both of them are not capital. If only first is capital, right? Or first is small. Now comes the part that even if first is small or even if first is capital, but now the second letter shouldn't be capital, because earlier we just detected that second letter and first letter both of them should be capital. Then only we will be checking for all other letters, right? But if now either first is capital or first is small, right? But from that first index to any of the indices in future, if we get the capital, then we are required to return false. So basically what I'm trying to say is, see, if our first letter is capital, but our second is first letter is small, but second is capital, or first letter is capital, but our second letter, say it is small only, and then any one of them got capital. So this is also false case and this is also false case. So that's it. See, if the second letter is capital, then all others should be capital also, and this first should be also capital. Then it would have been captured in our if condition only, but it was not. So that's why this is also a false case. So this is the thing which we are required to check here. Now, at the end, here also if false is not returned and above also false was not returned, then at the end we will be returning true. That simply means that our word is completely under the conditions which is being given to us. So yeah, this was all for this particular question. Now comes the part for time complexity and space complexity. So the time complexity for the same is here if we see that we are checking for means here directly we can see that it is order of n and here also it is order of n, right? So both of them are basically order of n only. So overall time complexity is order of n and we are not using any auxiliary space, so that's why space complexity is order of 1. So yeah, this was all for this particular question. If you have any doubt, you can comment that particular time stamp. I'll explain you in the comments itself. So yeah, this was all. Thank you.